Greetings, friends. I just recently experienced a spark of inspiration while throwing out some old mushroom cultures. I was inspired by the beauty of the hyphae growing in these ropey rhizomorphic forms. You may not be able to see it up close real well on this camera, but it's kind of a galactic web of a design. Very beautiful. And this inspired me to do the next installment in this series that I'm doing. I'll call this series Abstract Energies. I'm only trying to use reclaimed or recycled materials. This is actually an oil-based paint, which, you know, is mildly toxic. It's not like organic or anything, but it is reclaimed. There's just a little bit in here that's getting ready to be thrown out. I've got a syringe here that I've got for working with these mushroom cultures. It's a blunt tip syringe. On this piece, I'm choosing to do zero preparation. It's actually, this piece has been laying outside the shed here for 2 or 3 months. It's got a little bit of water damage on it. It's got a little bit of dirt on it. And I'm actually going to paint on the bad side intentionally. Hopefully the fact that the wood is a little bit saturated with moisture already, it might add a little bit of texture to the oil-based paint that I'm putting on. I would also like some of this staining to come through. I'm thinking of it as like a natural coloring effect. A fresh empty canvas to start with. I think that's a pretty beautiful representation of what I was going for. So I'll let that soak in, and that's just going to become the ambient background noise. The paint has dried on my most recent explosion of passionate inspiration, and upon looking at it, I'm already inspired to what the next layer is going to be. Gonna take a little bit of this paint here, add a little bit of water to get more of a dilute paint, because that latex stuff is just too thick right out of the box. I think that'll do just fine. As usual, I don't like it as much as I thought I would, but we'll let it drip and we'll let it dry and we'll let the night pass and see what happens. While cleaning up some tools earlier and messing around here in the shed, I noticed the picture that I've been working on and had a sudden burst of inspiration. And when that happens, I know that it's time to put another coat on the piece. This happens to be the final coat on this piece. In my mind, I had envisioned this coat being in black, but as I only have blue, 2 different colors of yellow, and red, I think I'm going to do some blending and come up with green and blue. I have here a piece of a cardboard box. These were actually salvaged from a barn. As you can see, there's almost like a powdery consistency to some of this stuff. Instead of mixing it all up and getting like a homogeneous texture, I'm just going to work with the texture and whatever's going on right now. It'll add a little bit more character to the piece. Here we go. For a while there I didn't know if it was finished, but it is. It's a little bit different than the other two, but hey, that's just how it goes.